If you were going to run Drew Aller 11 times a game, why not just bring back Bo Prabula?
If they fired James Franklin tomorrow, they would owe him $56 million.
Yeah, it's too high. They gotta.
James Franklin, we'll see you next year, buddy.
Jim Knowles and James Franklin with the masterclass of the decade? What are they doing, Tyler? UCLA is the worst team in the Big Ten.
Miami has legit NFL players on both sides of their line. Correct. They're the only team I think that can match up with Ohio State.
I'm Chris. That's Tyler. I cannot believe Week 6 has came and went. We're over halfway through the, I guess, college football season, which, as odd as that sounds, I guess, whatever.
I got a question for you, Chris.
What you got?
Are you ready to get another one of these? Because it's happening.
Dude,
it's happening.
I didn't know you got that hat. Me and Tyler both went to Natty last year, didn't see each other. He's bringing it out. The little and you got the pencil too, where to Matt Patricia. You're feeling the real Buckeye fever. Which is fair. I mean, I tweeted yesterday. Is anybody good except for us?
I think there's one team that can match up with us.
Well, we will talk about that. We'll talk about a bunch of other things. But
to answer your real question, no.
I want to ask you, who is your Heisman frontrunner after 6 weeks?
There isn't one, is the real answer.
Yeah, isn't that nuts?
I was thinking about it, and there isn't one.
No. Usually by this point in the season, someone is putting up just ridiculous globs of numbers.
Well, the thing about it was John Mateer was the front runner until he got hurt.
Right.
He was the front runner. Like, he was doing everything. He was like doing a Cam Newton season where he was pulling a bad offense into scoring points just because he was so good.
Yeah, but then he didn't look great a couple times also. But I guess they had the quote unquote signature moment against Michigan. So he had it early, but then he has surgery. And so, like, who's the front runner? Like, if you are the Heisman committee, who are you inviting to New York today?
If I have 3 votes, I'm inviting Julian Sain. I'm inviting, I can't believe I'm saying it's Carson Beck.
Okay.
And I'm also going to invite, I have no idea. I have like 7 names in my head that I could drop.
I think they would invite Jeremiah Smith before they invited Julian Sain.
I mean,
my point behind it is, I think this Ohio State team is almost too good to have a Heisman front, like to have the player that can win the Heisman.
Yeah.
Because like what the Heisman has become you are our team's Superman award.
Correct.
And our Superman is better than everybody else's Superman because we win a bunch of games. Ohio State doesn't have a Superman. They've got a bunch of them. So when everybody's super, nobody is.
Yeah, it's just like you're just walking around like, where's Superman from? Wherever he's
Krypton?
Yeah, Krypton. Like, they're all just super people.
Yeah, we're just a super society. Because look, like you said, you would invite Julian Sain. I don't think Julian Sain gets an invite over Jeremiah Smith. But then yesterday, Jeremiah Smith played second fiddle to Cardinal Tate, who's also a monster.
He played second fiddle and had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, which still not bizarre. That's a super second fiddle.
Yeah, it's just like Justice Haynes from Michigan has been.
They're gonna have to win. They're gonna have to win a lot. They're gonna have to run the table.
Him, Carson Beck, like I said.
Dante Moore is who you forgot.
Dante Moore is a good one.
Dante Moore is my front runner today because I think he's got it set up. He's got the Heisman moment. He's also really talented, and also I believe in Oregon, and he is the face of Oregon, right? Other than Dan Lanning.
The one player, the sleeper pick that I would have, it all depends on how they navigate the schedule that they're about to play.
Can we say it on 3? Because I think we're thinking the same name. 1, 2, 3.
Ty Simpson. Yep.
Yeah.
He's gonna have more opportunities for a Heisman moment than anybody else.
Yeah, 100% agree.
So he's gonna have a chance, and he's carrying that offense.
Yeah, he is.
It's a bad offense without him.
It's. I mean, honestly, like he's carrying that program right now, doing a really good job. Now they do have Ryan Williams, who I think is really good. Like they've got pieces, but he is clearly he's a candidate for a first-round quarterback this year too.
Probably
from dark horse into light, and this could end up being the country club draft with Mendoza and Ty Simpson and the guys, and Carson Beck too. But I do want to talk about Ohio State to start. Dude, it's so funny because like it has become really clear to me after this week that Ryan Day and this team is just is trying to make sure they peak at the right time.
Correct.
So every game, it's like we're going to work on one new thing. It's almost like a minor league pitcher where it's like today, no curveballs, or today, no sinkers. Let's see what you can do because we want to develop that pitch. It became clear 2 weeks ago what they were trying to do. They really wanted to run the football, wanted to play really good defense, whatever. This week, it was like, you know what, Julian, let's kick it up a little bit. Let's put some more on tape. Let's try to throw the ball down the field. And I think it worked. He is a incredible deep ball thrower. I love how much air he puts on deep passes for the most part. It allows the freak shows to kind of get under it and make plays. And all week, the criticism about Ohio State and about Julian Sain had been, well, we don't know if he can throw the ball down the field. And idiots to say that just look at numbers and not the actual film. This week, put a lot of it on film and looked really good. Thoughts on Julian Sain and Ohio State's win over Minnesota?
Well, it is impressive how his little body can throw the ball so high and so far. Like it's,
yeah.
And I don't want to say little, but like compared to
he is little in comparison. He doesn't really have the same amount of like drive throws that like
Correct.
a bigger quarterback would have.
Now, the best throw that he made yesterday was when he stepped into a hit and delivered a strike over the middle to Max Clare.
To some chin music, because
that was the best throw that he has made this year.
And that's a clear moment of, okay, we don't just get quarterbacks who are really good, we develop them, because he didn't have that. Earlier this year, he didn't have that. 2 weeks ago, he didn't. Last week, he didn't have that. So I think that was a concerted effort. I know NFL people value what they call gun barrel toughness. Kyle McCord didn't have it. Quinn Ewers didn't have it. And that kind of derailed their careers. But no, he took a shot chin music-wise and delivered a great ball over the middle, 100%.
But I definitely, I said that I wanted to see some more NFL-level throws, 10 to 20-yard throws. They just said, screw it, we're going to throw it 40.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Like his completion percentage went up. He's now over 80% for the year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. He's just like he's passing all the tests. Just wait till this offense decides that they also want to run the ball and throw the ball like that. They're going to score 100 points.
Now, we did have an interesting development running back-wise. Bo Jackson got his first start of the year, which we thought could be coming, so no shocker there, but it is an important moment. And I don't know if something's wrong with C.J. Donaldson. I didn't get a chance to listen to Ryan Day's postgame, was watching too much other football. But C.J. Donaldson only had 3 carries on the day. James Peoples got the second most carries, a lot of them being in garbage time. Made a really bad mistake where he ran behind Julian, causing Julian to get hit. Julian also took the most hits he's ever taken yesterday in a game, and I'm glad that he kept it moving. But C.J. Donaldson.
Well, it's very clear that Bo is RB1. Like it's not even.
Yeah. I think the conversation is RB2. Like who is running back 2?
Yeah. James Peoples came off the field when he ran the wrong way on that handoff.
Yeah.
And Coach Locke was giving it to him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I'm stunned because the James Peoples we saw last year was like really good.
Was better than this. He's almost overthinking, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I don't want to pretend that I know how to discuss running back play at a level.
Mm-hmm.
But something just doesn't look right. C.J. Donaldson also, he looks just slow. And like, neither one of them break tackles either.
Dude, I'm so disappointed by, especially James Peoples not breaking tackles.
We want to call C.J. Donaldson a power back, but like, is he a power? Just because you're big, does that make you a power back?
My boy came over yesterday, my boy Eric, and he was like, we were both saying, we were joking about it. Like, did bro lose too much weight?
Maybe. I mean, it's just one of those things where you're just confused.
Dude, he had 3 yards yesterday, Tyler.
Yeah, on 3 carries.
Yeah, which is weird.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not mad about it. I keep harping on these explosive runs, and like I think they're gonna come. They're gonna happen when we need them to happen. But if we're gonna throw the ball like we're throwing it, then just be good enough. Be competent enough offensively running the ball to allow the play action to work.
And
Because
again,
that's really what it comes down to. Is like they need to be able to run the ball. If Julian Sain is who he's showing himself to be, the running game just has to be good enough for the play action to work.
because you want to remove a safety from the equation.
Correct.
And if you could do that, you really trust it.
Yeah. They also was a very concerted effort to throw the ball.
Yeah. So did you catch the broadcast mention that this is the first time that Brian Hartline was calling the plays without the Ask Madden sheet, essentially?
I did not hear that.
So the broadcast kind of dropped it like this was the game where they were finally letting Brian Hartline just do it all.
Yeah,
Which is
because I
funny
actually noticed
because
that Ryan Day didn't have a play sheet in front of him.
Yeah. So they mentioned that kind of like in passing, and I was like, oh, did they let that slip? Because obviously Zach and I on the show have talked about like how we know it's kind of like the Ask Madden thing, you know, heavy influence from Ryan. And people called us liars because Ryan Day went up there and said, oh, no, it's Brian calling the plays. But something slipped in the broadcast meeting, I'm sure, with the head coaches where like he was like, oh, yeah, we're going to let Brian call the whole thing.
Yeah, it was very clear. Now, that's something that's going to have to like – I was,
Continue.
it was great. I'm not – the passing game, like, it worked. It was basically like 10 yards and under and then 20 yards and more.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wonder, like I said, I wanted to see some more of those 10 to 20-yard NFL throws. But if you're going to pull them in with these short passes and then throw it over their heads, like, whatever works, dog.
Well, so, and I'm curious like to see what the tape says, but like a lot of those 10 to 20-yard routes are the routes for Jeremiah Smith. Like that's like kind of where he likes to live and eat. And there was so much of a concerted effort from Minnesota to not let Jeremiah Smith kill you that who went crazy?
Carnell went nuts.
Carnell went berserk. And they were like, okay, like if they're going to do that, if Jeremiah Smith's going to draw that much attention, we'll just continue feeding it to Carnell Tate. And it's wild that Minnesota had all this effort to stop Jeremiah Smith. He still had 2 tutties. But it's all this, you know what this was like? Watching those two is like when you hold Steph Curry to 20 points and then Klay Thompson has 50. That's what this is like. This is like that Golden State team. It's like, congrats on stopping Steph.
I said it a few weeks ago, hesitantly, but I said it anyways. Like this game felt like I was watching Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase.
This game, yeah. I mean, they're really good. They're really good.
I'm just saying. And like
they're really good.
And also, Max Clare had 5 catches for 60 plus yards. Like, this is what it was supposed to look like all year. That's what we thought
it would be. But this is
Jeremiah Carnell, Max Clare.
Yeah, and they're still growing, and it's nice to see them move this direction, I guess, in terms of like moving at their own pace because they know that the only team that can beat them is them. Is what it feels like.
Yeah, and people bitching and complaining about Brandon Inniss still like move on, man. There's 24 completed passes yesterday. 21 of them went to Jeremiah Carnell or Max Clare. There's only so many places for the ball to go. Yeah,
I'm tuning out that section of the fan base.
I just can't. I'm. This is my last time I want to talk about it because, like,
I was going to say you're getting your.
This is the last time I'm talking about. We were bitching about people were bitching about. Well, Jeremiah needs 15 targets a game and Carnell needs 10. Okay, well, where the fuck do you want the ball to go? It's just whatever. We're scoring 45 points. We're scoring 45 points. The leash came off. I thought it'd been fucking hilarious if Ryan Day would have put the leash back on at halftime. Be like, okay, too much, too good. Can you imagine how funny that'd have been?
That'd have been funny, dude. Did you notice what they did on the punt return?
I did see that, and I definitely think that was something they wanted to put on tape.
Just to make you spend 10 minutes on it.
Correct, and it's like, as much as I love Ryan Day would never allow that play to be called against Oregon or against Penn State,
right?
Or in a play call. He would never call that play in a matchup game. He just wouldn't do it. It's not in his blood.
Like the Chris Olave kick return, the pooch kick to Chris Olave against Maryland all those years ago.
Yeah,
it's like Ryan Day likes to have those. But did you see the mechanics of how they did it?
No, I didn't see that.
So they didn't have 2 people back there returning. They just had 1. And Lorenzo was basically on the punt coverage team and just ran to that spot. So he had to sprint all the way back, get behind BI because he was up by the line of scrimmage, and then catch the ball, then run forward.
Damn. Boy, I was tired.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, think about it. Like he's supposed to be setting up a block. And so if you're a free runner, you're like, oh, like, I just dusted my guy. I got past him. He's not blocking me.
Right.
And then he's 50 yards that way. And then Brandon Ennis also played a lot of high school quarterback. So I thought it was a really cool mechanical play.
That was a good throw.
Yeah. He played quarterback his whole junior year, dude. It was nuts because their quarterback got hurt.
And I imagine, too, there is a read thing as well. It's like, if you catch the ball and you have space,
take it.
Like, make the play.
Mm-hmm.
Make the throw. If you don't, then, like, it is what it is.
Yeah. And you got to look over there to make sure no one fell or anything, or else you're just throwing the ball to nothing. The defense allowed 120 yards on the day. 66 of them were on the first drive. Matt Patricia's really good. Peyton Pierce was top 5 in tackles. Arvo Reese is a monster.
It was so crazy to see them, like, they gave up the first drive, the field goal, and then the camera panned over to them on a sideline. And they were looking at something, and they just, like, started nodding like, yes, that's the fix. They fixed it. Curtains.
It's like
it was insane.
Well, bro, that's the NFL. And the NFL, we don't adjust at halftime. Have you ever heard the Mannings talk about like adjusting at halftime?
Yeah, no. They always said it was just like now.
Well, they said that there was not time to adjust at halftime. You walk in, you get an orange, you get like 30 seconds of treatment, then you walk back out. Like there's no actual halftime adjustment.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing I said. Like when I was coaching baseball, I was coaching pitchers. I was like, high school pitchers make adjustments game to game.
Mm-hmm.
And then college pitchers make adjustments inning to inning.
And then
minor leaguers make adjustments batter to batter. And then major leaguers make adjustments pitch to pitch.
Yeah.
Like the better you are, the faster you adjust to what's going on.
And that's what we're seeing with Matt Patricia.
Correct.
So really not much else on that game.
No, I mean, it was nice to see them like look dominant when everybody else around them was just crumbling.
Yeah, on a day that like felt weird, it was good to just see them not make us sweat at all.
Right.
Like it was a weird day. And I guess like speaking of the weird day, Jim Knowles and James Franklin with the masterclass of the decade. What are they doing, Tyler? UCLA is the worst team in the Big Ten.
Well, remember when you told me that James Franklin doesn't James Franklin anymore?
Bro, he doesn't. But what else did I say? I said time is a flat circle. Things that didn't happen before happening again. I said that literally in that same segment.
Dog. James Franklin can fuck up a wet dream.
Dude.
How you do that?
Dude, the tweet that like I thought was so funny, it was like not only can James Franklin not win the hard games, he's gonna do something even cooler. He's gonna lose an easy game. We're back, dude. Clemsoning is back and Franklining is back in the year of 2025. It's wild. It's wild. After almost being away for 5 years. And I don't know if it's like, honestly, this version of Franklining is like the rare trading card. You know why? Because usually when they Franklin, what is it? It's the offense having a problem.
Yeah. They got introduced to Jim Knowles. A Jim Knowles special.
I want to troll Jim Knowles, dude, but Jim Knowles never did no shit like this with us.
Well, not against bad teams.
That's what I'm saying.
But there was always a game where he gave up 1,000,000 yards and 1,000,000 points.
Yeah, but they were always against good teams.
I understand. I'm just saying he did it. This is his game.
Yeah, no, I'm not going for it.
The best part is that this past week, James Franklin said that he wants Jim Knowles. Jim Knowles talked to his defense about how last year at Ohio State they lost, and then they went on the run and blah 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 blah, and everything was still in front of him. And James asked Jim to say this in front of the whole team, and he said no. And James was like, "I'm still wanting him to do that, next week, to talk to the whole team about that experience." Dog, Jim Knowles, I think Ohio State fans owe Larry Johnson the largest apology ever.
Yeah,
Jim Knowles was the problem.
Dude.
Jim Knowles is an asshole. He's an egocentric maniac who thinks that he is the defense. He is the program, and you're just the defense coordinator.
The thing is, dude, like, I think Jim Knowles was really, really good at Ohio State.
Yeah, he was really, really good at Ohio State. But, dog, it's easy to be really good at Ohio State when you got Caleb Downs and Jack Sawyer and JTT and Sonny Styles and all them.
I think he was really good at Ohio State even before those guys.
I mean, Chris, like, there was always games where he could, like, he never forced a punt in the Michigan game in the second half. Not one time.
I know that is a stat that I think is indicative of a couple things, but definitely he was a part of the problem with that. But like the one year they didn't force a punt, they only gave up like 20 points and Ohio State couldn't score. Like, bro, I think Jim Knowles was an A- defensive coordinator at Ohio State. I thought he was really, really good down the stretch. I thought he did a really good job, and he saved us from essentially purgatory. He saved us from what would have been Ryan Day's version of a Warner. Like that's what he saved us from. So like I don't want to say he was bad. Here we go. I'm not
saying that he was a bad coordinator.
I don't want to act like this is like so they lost this. UCLA scored 42. I don't want to sit here and say that anything I saw in my time when he was at Ohio State would have suggested that this would happen to him at Penn State, is what I'm saying.
No. But here's the point. The reason why I wanted to tell that story from what I listened to on the broadcast is like Jim Knowles, like he doesn't play nice with others.
That may be true,
and like that is gonna rear its ugly head. It's gonna rear its ugly head, and it's just happened to be it reared its ugly head last year. And luckily, Ryan Day had a culture strong enough to deal with it. But like James Franklin is not. He is not confident enough in himself to deal with that. He's not.
Well, the other part of it is Adam Branahan did a thing. I don't know if you know who that is. That's the tight end that went to Penn State, not as media. I think he does a show for Front Office Sports. He wrote down on a notebook and took a picture of the notebook his top 5 leaders in college football. Did you see this?
Yeah, it was insane.
And first of all, writing it in pencil is nuts. Like, what is it, a fucking death note? Are you about to like curse these people? Writing it in pencil and then taking a picture out, I thought was funny. But he had James Franklin on there. And insane. What that list really is, Tyler, is these are the coaches that don't ghost me and talk to me and give me information. And here's who I like, not who are the best leaders.
Didn't he play for James Franklin? Didn't he play for James Franklin, or was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like these are the guys that give me access and talk to me, and then I'm going to throw Kirby Smart on here to like make my list at least feel a little bit legitimate, is what it felt like. But like, if you are a great leader and you are Jim Knowles' boss, and you ask Jim Knowles to talk to the team about what it was like to lose and then go on a run, when it's the same loss to Oregon, and Jim Knowles says no, to me, like I don't know who I put this loss on more. Is it a James Franklin issue for the culture he created in the coaching staff room for Jim Knowles to feel like he could just do whatever the hell he wants? Or is it just a Jim Knowles issue? Or is Penn State a deeply fractured, broken team? Or is Penn State just not as talented as people thought they were? Like, what is the issue? Because when I watched the game, I felt like, oh, here we go. It's one of those feelings when you watch a game. Oh, I've seen this before. Georgia's going to turn it on. Oh, I've seen this before. Ohio State's going to turn it on. I feel like 2023 Ohio State, like, oh, they're going to turn it on. And then all of a sudden you look up and Nico only threw for 160 yards.
Insane.
He threw for 160. The quarterback threw for 160 and they scored 40 points. He ran now for 128 and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what in the world?
Dude, it's one of these things where I grew up watching Jim Tressel, and then we watched Urban Meyer. And like when you heard stories about them asking coaches to do things, they weren't asking. They're telling. I'm not asking you to speak to the team. I'm telling you to go speak to the team. Like, first of all, James, what's wrong with you, bro? Like, you're his boss.
Yeah.
This is major college football. He's also the highest paid coordinator in college football.
Yeah. Is he?
Yeah. $3.1 million.
Wow. Oh, okay. Yeah. But he's not taking home that much because some of that went towards the buyout.
Sure.
But yeah.
Whatever. I just like, and the other thing I think we're learning, I think this year is proving us with Clemson and Penn State. because they tried to follow the model of Michigan and Ohio State, where the group of players banded together to come back and run it back.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not that player that's good enough to right your wrongs, then you're just bringing back the wrong players.
I don't think that's an issue at Penn State, though. Like Singleton.
Chris, with all due respect, running backs, I just don't think they carry enough weight. The position alone, like, they're just not good enough. How many great running backs have we seen besides Zeke win and like be the reason you won a national title?
Dog, Quinshawn and Trey being at Ohio State last year.
We had Jeremiah Smith in the number 1 ranked defense.
Dog, that team does not win that natty without those two.
I'm not saying they don't win it, but like Nick Singleton and
Patron
Allen, like, they're good players. They are really good players.
Yeah. I mean,
but if you have a good defense, a good enough defense is going to stop them. We've been doing it for a decade.
Yeah,
we saw when Wisconsin
let me push back.
Like,
I firmly disagree on your stance that like a good running back backfield, because here we go. Who won the title last year?
We did.
And we had a top what backfield in the country?
Top 5.
Who won the title the year before?
Michigan.
And they had a top what backfield in the country?
Probably 5. But they also had a generational defense.
They had a top 2 backfield in the country.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm saying like for Penn State, like they needed the running backs to stay and the defense. And like here we go, like Derrick Henry.
But you can't win the national title unless you can win on the outside.
Right.
It just doesn't ever happen
unless you have a generational defense. And so I think
unless you have a generational defense, and Penn State doesn't have that.
Have that is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and it's just like, so what did they bring back?
Defensively, they brought back a lot. They're going to have a lot of kids on this defense drafted. Is my point is, I think they're doing less with more. I don't think they have a talent deficient issue on defense.
Well,
I think they have a coaching issue on both sides of the ball. And I know that Kotelnicki is not going to take too much flack, but we just talked about how good the running backs were. I don't know what the hell the game plan is. Do you know who the leading rusher attempts-wise and yards-wise was on Penn State's team?
No.
It was Drew Aller.
See, that's a problem.
Drew Aller, when you have my thing is I'm seeing what's going on offense and on defense. And I don't think it's a talent issue. I think we don't know how to use the tools that we have in our toolbox.
Yeah, bro. It's just one of these things where, like,
if you were going to run Drew Aller 11 times a game, why not just bring back Bo Prabula?
And let Drew walk.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, they definitely to me, it's an all-around failure. I think it's a total epic failure on all fronts.
And I guess this is where I absolutely. But like me and you do the thing where like I will blame the coaches before I blame the players. And this to me is a prime example of like blaming, because I think they're good on both sides. On paper, they're really good on both sides. They had a lot of NFL guys come back. I think they're good on both sides, but I'm literally watching this game. And when Drew Aller has more carries than Katron Allen, I can sit here and tell you, I don't know what the hell's going on in those staff rooms, but it's not good.
I still, I'll agree to disagree on as far as like, yes, this is a coaching problem, 100%.
Yeah.
They still don't have wide receivers, bro. I don't care what anybody says. Those kids are not good.
They do have receivers. Here we go, Tyler. So you're telling me that those receivers were good in winning one-on-one matchups outside of other places in the Big Ten and in the ACC, having big games, and then they came to Penn State and all of a sudden all their power zapped away?
I said it's on tape. So, yeah, I just said it's a coaching problem. The majority of the problem is a coaching problem.
You're saying like they don't have anybody who can win on the outside. I'm saying, no, those guys were winning on the outside. Then they got to Penn State. And now, so if you want to sit here and tell me that like those players were never good, all the receivers they took were never good at any point, I'll be like, I think it's more likely that they're just a broken schematic offense.
That's true. I said this is a majority coaching problem.
Yeah.
But if you're going and getting wide receivers from Syracuse and these mid schools and hoping
say where the other one was from.
I don't know. Where was the other one?
The leading receiver at USC.
Okay, so that So what happened? Coaching problem for sure. I'm acknowledging that there's a coaching problem.
That's my point. Because
but again, if you're making a room from the transfer portal, I just don't think it works. Teams that are restarting from the transfer portal like are flash in the pan. We'll see what Texas Tech is next year. We saw what happened to Florida State. We saw what happened to Michigan State.
Work at places for a year though, right? Like Jameson Williams went to Bama and did what?
Yeah, went off.
He went berserk. We see receivers go places, drop off for a year, and go do the thing.
I just think
this is a coaching.
I think the coaching failure is exposing that the roster was good, not as good as people thought.
My thing is, if you have a top 10 blue chip ratio, I think you have a good roster. But I'm looking at you use the roster the wrong way entirely. Here we go. It's like this. Did last year's Michigan-Ohio State game, if you just had that game in a sample size and someone said, oh, these receivers can't get open, what would you have said?
We didn't actually throw the ball.
You would have said it was a what issue?
A coaching problem.
A game plan issue. When Drew Aller leads your team in carries, I don't want to hear about the receivers.
Yeah. No, I get it. I hear you. I just think
that's my point.
My opinion is, like I just said, the epic coaching failure that is exposing that this roster was good, not great. And they are coaching their way and making it worse than good.
I think this is a legit top 5 roster with bottom 5 coaching.
I don't see that's where the only thing we disagree is I don't think this was a top 5 roster.
Okay, well then who are the top 5 rosters heading into the year?
You would say Ohio State, you would say Alabama, you would say Miami, and you would say Georgia's quarterback isn't as good, but Georgia's probably also up there. And then there's some discrepancy there for sure. I mean, you could go anywhere you want to. Oregon, you forgot about Oregon.
You can go Oregon, and then okay, so that's top 5. I'll push back at one of them maybe a little bit later, but it's like here we go going into the year, better roster, Texas or Penn State, and it's like do the same. No, it's 100% like blue. Wait. Oh, this is a coaching issue. I don't know. I don't know what this and just real quick, I want to be thankful for Ryan Day because. This is what happens, I think, sometimes when schools that don't develop quarterbacks get their first 5-star quarterback, they don't know how to react. Ohio State had Kyle McCord, and they cut him loose when they saw that it wasn't working or they weren't a fit, right? Because they could afford to cut him loose.
Yeah.
Penn State rode with Drew Aller. They landed a big 5-star guy when really the style of football they want to play is not conducive to Drew Aller's skill set. Right. So it's an absolute mess. 100%. We'll see what happens with the rest of the season.
I think they're going to go 8-4. I think they're losing to Ohio State. I think they're losing to Indiana.
Let's see what the rest of their schedule is. They've got Northwestern next week, Iowa, Ohio State, Indiana, Michigan State, Nebraska, Rutgers. If they lose Indiana, Ohio State, then they're 8-4. And 8-4 with this team is not good enough.
Disaster.
This is the first time I'm looking around and I'm at least backdoor channeling, figuring out what coach I can get at Penn State. Like, can I get a Fran Brown at Penn State, or do we?
What's his buyout? I think his buyout's large.
Yeah, I'm just looking around. It's like who can I land here, and would I be willing to bring Matt Rule here? Because everybody knows Matt Rule's wanted that job for a long time.
If they fired James Franklin tomorrow, they would owe him $56 million.
Yeah, it's too high. They gotta.
James Franklin, we'll see you next year, buddy.
Yeah, they gotta invent a scandal.
The other big game, well, there's 2 big games we still haven't talked about.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to go with first? Say again, I couldn't hear you. I can't hear you. I don't know what's going on.
What? You can't hear me?
Now I can. I don't know. You were out for a minute.
Oh, weird. Computer stuff. Miami, Florida State. Miami is the second best team in all of college football.
Correct. They're the only team I think that can match up with Ohio State.
Them and maybe Oregon, and I'll have to do more Oregon digging. But Miami has
legit NFL players on both sides of their line,
and they have the best freshman receiver in the country.
Yeah, he's fast. He's real fast.
And that speed is a newfound thing for him because he wasn't this much of a separation monster in high school. I was told about Malachi Toney when he was a freshman. And you know what they told me his nickname was? Baby Jesus.
Christ.
Yeah.
Whew.
You know where he went to school?
No.
He was a freshman when Brandon Dennis was a senior on that American Heritage team, and he was the number 2 receiver.
Wow. So he was good.
Really good as a kid. And he's only 17. He reclassed to get to Miami a year early.
He's fast. Like
he's more twitchy than I thought he would be. He's a really good route runner, and he's really efficient. And because of the position that he plays, that would be a unique matchup for Ohio State.
No doubt. And I would love nothing more than to play Miami in the national championship game, beat them, and send them back to the dark hole that they've been in for the last 25 years. That would be so poetic.
It can't send them back into the dark hole. They're too young right now. Like, they're a year ahead of schedule.
I don't care. Maybe they beat them so bad that they all want to leave.
That didn't happen at Oregon.
I mean, here's the thing: is like their schedule. I mean, they have another bye next week, and then they go Louisville, Stanford, SMU, Syracuse, NC State, Virginia Tech, and then at Pitt. The only game that I think that they should be worried about is the game that's at Pitt the week before the ACC title game. Just because when they come up here, up to Pittsburgh, not here, in Pittsburgh, it's going to be colder than hell.
When they go play Pitt?
Yeah. They're going to already have the ACC wrapped up. They're going to be in the ACC title game. They really don't have much to play for. It's going to be cold. And Mario Cristobal is still Mario Cristobal as far as I'm concerned.
I wasn't going to say this for post show. The Pitt quarterback, Mason, what says last name Heistel.
Yeah.
He's from Ohio.
Yeah, he can spin it.
Yeah, he's like he honestly, you just missed meeting him when you came to the QBX facility with me and Brad.
Oh yeah.
He was there right before. He can spin it. He's athletic. He got his first start yesterday. Went for over 300 yards. They benched Eli Holstein for him. They went belt to ass. He's a quarterback that is like similar playing style to like Jackson Dart, Diego Pavia that kind of run around, like can create a little bit extra. But like a big enough arm and a really intelligent kid. So he's got less of, honestly, it's John Mateer-esque, I'll say.
Yeah. I just don't think Miami, that's the only game I looked at their schedule moving forward. Like, I mean, they get Louisville at home, they get Syracuse at home, they got to travel to Virginia Tech, but Virginia Tech stinks. Like, it's the game at Pitt is the only one I think that they can even. I think they're being a 12-0 going into the ACC title game.
And the score,
I think they're legit the second best team in the country.
The score didn't reflect it.
No, that game wasn't close.
No, well, you know how many points Florida State scored at the end?
Then they scored like 13 or something like that?
They scored 19 fourth quarter points when the Miami backups were in to make the score 28-22.
Yeah, that's right.
Because it was 3-28 entering the fourth quarter.
Florida State just need to stop turning the ball over. If they stopped turning the ball over, they would have won last week and this week.
Well, Miami also forced a lot of turnovers. Like, they've got the best, probably second or third best D-line in the country. And Miami also plays a similar to Ohio State style, just maybe not with as good of defensive coaching, but they suffocate you. They yesterday ran 59 plays on offense. They ran for 97 yards. They threw for 241. And they like to funnel a lot of their touches to one guy, Malachi Toney, who had 7 catches for 107 and 2 touchdowns with a long of 47. Yeah. So they kind of feature 2 main guys.
They're a problem.
Yeah, they play game control, and their head coach is an offensive line guy who spent a ton of money in the NIL budget on offensive line 3 years ago, and those guys are all juniors now, and it's really paying off. Yeah. They are really, really good. They shut down Thomas Castellanos, kind of more running the ball, but he was pretty effective, more late, forced 2 picks, but like we're talking about like Carson Beck being hyper efficient. You drop back 27 times, you throw 4 touchdowns. Like that sounds like this sounds like a Julian Sain line. 20 for 27, 241 with 4 touchdowns, 0 picks. That's a Julian Sain line. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to limit your possessions on offense to make you feel like you got to rush and you got to get some explosiveness. They are the second best team in college football. And I would love to see them the year after we saw Notre Dame for Natty. So I'm not ignoring them. And again, I said this a couple weeks ago. You look up and down their roster. It is full of kids they beat Ohio State, Georgia, and Bama on. And at some point, people had to see that was going to work and it was going to be coming.
Yeah. No, I think I don't like saying it. I don't like Miami. I don't want Miami to be good. But they are good.
Mm-hmm.
They're a good team, man. And I think Ohio State, Miami, and Oregon are the top 3, and then 4 through 30, same thing.
Everybody's bad except for us. I do want to rapid fire through a couple other games of the weekend. Texas loses to Florida. Florida looked like the better team through and through. It was wild watching Florida's offense kind of explode on Texas, who I thought I respected as like a top 5 defense in the sport. And Texas loses their second game of the year, and people are down on them. Preseason Heisman favorite Arch Manning does not look good. Maybe the most generational lie ever
I was about to say, name a bigger lie.
There isn't one. I couldn't think of one. This was one of the worst lies. Does the Texas-Florida game change your view on our win against Texas, or you have the belief it's not always who I met you as, it's who you become?
Yeah, I don't think. No, I don't like playing that game. I know like SEC people like playing that game. Like, does it look worse? Sure. But like, we did that. We made them look bad offensively. We did that.
We did.
And so like, you can also say like, we're also getting better as well. Julian Sain's getting better. Like, there was a first game of the year with no preseason games. This isn't the NFL where you get to do dress rehearsals. Like, this is what it was, and it was a great game. It was a top 5 matchup at the time. And, like, it is what it is. Can you go back and, like, if Texas goes on their schedule isn't, I don't know where they
got Oklahoma next week.
So is John Mateer back or no?
We will not hear about that
probably not
till Saturday at 3:25.
Yeah.
We do not know.
They got Oklahoma, the losable games, Oklahoma, Vanderbilt, then they got to go at Georgia, and they got Texas A&M at home. There's another real possibility that like they're also 8-4.
Yeah, but I guess I like, just for this Florida game in particular, I thought it was fascinating because like Lagway and Arch were both really hyped up this offseason. And Lagway got off to a horrid start with the 5 picks, but it felt like he was really settled in. And they let him start pushing the ball downfield. And he made a lot of throws against one-on-one coverage that I thought were really, really good. And for me, I wondered if Ryan Day will watch that game and think, oh, shit, okay, like maybe our guys outside, our big buddies outside, the more we let them touch the rock, the more our offense can kind of have the explosive plays. That's what happened. That's how Florida beat them, with a lot of explosive plays in the second half. And then also they blocked a punt.
Did Billy Napier save his job again?
Billy Napier always does it. He's I guess it depends on like what you think Texas is.
Well, that was my next question. Is like, okay, so Arch has a long way to go. He has a long way to go. And
yeah, but who has a further way to go? Him or DJ Lagway? That's why I guess like this game was so fascinating, because like this game is about 2 quarterbacks who are.
I think they both have a long way to go, man. And like Arch, DJ has a turnover issue. Arch has a fundamental, like, Arch to me looks like the speed of the game is too fast.
I think Arch has a turnover issue too. He has less turnovers than Lagway.
It's just like, but my next question was like, at what point does Steve Sarkisian start to get looked at differently? He's supposed to be the quarterback guy.
Yeah,
this is the 3rd year he's had Arch in his program.
Yeah, I think this does not look very good for him. But I will respect kind of the quarterback resume over the course of time. But I wonder if this was more like Arch Manning being a little bit too overhyped, or if this is about Sark kind of get too cute.
No doubt that Arch was overhyped.
But also, like, the third part of it is like, this might be the worst offensive line Sark has had. You know who Texas' leading rusher was?
Arch.
37 yards for Arch.
Yeah, and that was kind of the report coming out of camp for them. It was like the defense is not great.
Yeah, the defense was wrecking games.
The offensive line is not
good.
The
offensive line was bad. And, like, that is a problem. And then also, on defense, do you want to guess how many sacks they had?
2.
None. This this Colin Simmons, who won Freshman of the Year nationally over Jeremiah Smith, recorded a game against Florida, but they needed him. He had 0 sacks.
There's a lot of overhype. There's a lot of overhype going down in Austin, Texas, I think.
Yeah. Well, again, it's just back to what football is about. You got to be good in the trenches if you want to be good.
I saw a crazy stat. Preseason number 1, number 2, number 4 have a combined record of 8-7 right now.
That is crazy. Abolish preseason rankings. Abolish them.
You had another big game was Vandy versus Bama. You had something that you wanted to talk about. Yeah,
dude. Diego Pavia has successfully completed the greatest people root for me and people hate me speed runner of all time. Diego Pavia doing the thing where did you see what he did before the game?
No, I didn't see what he did before the game.
He was practicing victory formation with the center. So take the snap, 2 steps back, knee, and then throw the ball up.
Yeah. That's cool.
Then he had Manziel on the sideline getting heckled, and Manziel crashed out at fans. And then at the game, he crashed out at an Alabama fan. My rule is this. Is that Alabama fan an asshole? Yes. But once you invite the smoke, you got to breathe in it.
Well, yeah. I just find it like I've never been to a lot of sporting events. Never once have I yelled something at a player. Ever. Never. Why? What are you doing?
That's real. Yeah, that is real.
And this also it's like, yeah, you're saying it to their face, but like there's also there's a barrier between you and the player.
Mm-hmm.
Go down there, take the barrier away, and say that to their face.
I, for one, love fan and player interactions.
But like you're right. Is the fan? I'm blaming the fan. Just stop. They're come on. What are we talking about?
I'm blaming the fan while also acknowledging that Diego Pavia, dude, you were America's sweetheart. We loved you.
Yeah, bro.
And you speed ran being hated. How are you the Vandy quarterback and we hate you? That's not supposed to happen. You're supposed to be our hero, right?
Yeah, bro.
That's a tough
look.
Someone said he's the Michael Jordan of Tate Martell's, and that somebody is me. Because that's what it would have been like if Tate Martell was starting quarterback.
Yeah, bro.
Last thing I want to hit, Illinois, Purdue. Illinois looks really good. Just for the record, I'm excited about that game next week.
I got Ohio State to cover. I don't even know what the spread is. I just got Ohio State to cover.
Okay.
No, they did look good. But like, also, why did Purdue score 28 points against them?
Hey.
Why did that happen? How does that happen?
Shouldn't have happened. Well, yeah, shouldn't have happened.
I mean, it's going to be a good game. The thing that scares me the most is that Champaign is a sleepy place to play.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a great stadium. It's not going to be a very loud crowd. And I need Ryan Day to be exactly who he is and just like nameless, faceless opponents. It doesn't matter.
Big go.
So give me, am I a little concerned? I would say my concern level is like a 3 out of 10.
I like that they won big this week because I think it puts a little bit of like high alert. Hank Beatty is a little slot receiver that's a Twitch monster that this year already has over 500 yards through 5 games. He's at 569. In the slot, I think that's our weakest position on defense if we don't play Jermaine Matthews inside. So just something to keep an eye out. Something that you're going to hear from Illinois fans is Hank Beatty. And we've seen how slot receivers in the history of Ohio State seem to like always plague us for some reason. But we will have a full Illinois-Ohio State preview. Illinois wins big this week. Ohio State wins big this week. Texas gets upset.
This was supposed to be a sleepy week of college football, and it wasn't.
It was awesome. This was an awesome week of college football. Really awesome week of college football.
No doubt.
So I'm Chris. That's Tyler. Make sure you like, sub, tell a friend, be a friend, and we will be back soon to talk Browns. Dylan Gabriel has his debut, so make sure you hit the bell button too.
All right, guys. Peace.
Chase Young. If this would have been Chase Young's year,
100%.
He would have won it.
I mean,
there isn't a wrong answer.
Go ahead.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm Chris. That's Tyler. I can't believe we. Okay.